Well, fellow EVers and those curious about EVs, this is the 2023 Chevy Bolt EV2LT 1-year review with pros and cons, as well as going over the average costs to charge, total price including taxes, registration, title, and federal refund, my charging experience, maintenance needed, modifications done, and what's in the works for 2024. But before we get into that, I'd greatly appreciate it if you can like and share this video, as well as subscribe to this channel, as YouTube has completely shadow banned us. They literally rob us of views on a daily basis. So if you're one of the dozens who will watch this video, your help will expose this post to others who are interested. Here, there are multiple playlists to peruse through based on all hobbies, travel vlogs, ride-alongs, gaming PC builds, comic book style drawings, e-bikes, and other electric transport gizmos. And the very thing that gets this channel's numbers buried are the firearms posts where we like to show off our armory and head to the range from time to time. Go ahead and check them out, as there may be something that interests you or someone you know. Thank you to all subscribers and future ones on the way. Let's go in reverse and start this journey in July 2022, the year where I sold my previous car and used part of the proceeds to book a brand spanking new 2023 EV with Chevy. I customized it with the options available and was told 3 to 4 months the Bolt will be ready. Well, it took them almost a half year to receive it when I drove it off the lot in January 2023. In the dead of winter time, where I learned my first lesson dealing with EVs. And with that, let's start with the cons of this Bolt EV2LT and what has been observed so far. Just an FYI, at the moment the odometer is hovering around 4,300 miles since the making of this video. Let's begin with the first con. There is less range and slower charge times in the winter, and it starts at under 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The colder it is, the longer it takes to charge, and the more power it uses to condition the battery overnight in frigid temperatures. At 30 degrees Fahrenheit or under, 80% fast charge can take over an hour, and at full charge takes over 2 hours. The range will be around 205 to 250 miles average in city driving during those winter months. With a hybrid schedule and running errands on the weekend, I find myself charging once a week in said months. Blasting heat and other heating features with highway driving will drain your charge faster in cold temperatures. This vehicle is not a speed demon. The fastest this little EV can scream up to is 93 miles an hour or 96 miles an hour going downhill. You cannot run from the cops in this, so don't try it. Not a big fan of all the pay apps like OnStar, Sirius, etc. You should cancel them after the promotions expire. I'll tell you why later in this video. There is no frunk. A little side pocket for charging cables and manuals would be nice for the available space under the hood. For its pricing, I wish it had a small sunroof or some kind of fixed roof window and a more scratch-resistant trim, especially in the cargo hatchback area. There's no donut or tire inflator unless ordered initially. You'd think one or the other would be standard for the price range. It's really kind of stealthy, and pedestrians who pay attention to their phone and then watching for traffic as they cross can be an issue while driving an EV. Those of you who have longer commutes or are on the road constantly, expect more trips to the charging stations. Road trips require pre-planning. Knowing where you can charge is important, but also may deviate from the quickest route to your destination. Now, this is nothing bad on the Bolt, but it does need charging, and sometimes charging stations are down or have to wait in line for a charge. More charging hubs and infrastructure are desired. The My Chevy app can take a couple of minutes to load, and a little bit more than that before you can interact with the EV remotely. Finally, an important one, a few times now, the one-pedal driving feature did not engage, prompting me to use my brake pedal quickly. From what I can remember, it appears to have happened after a complete charge to 100%. Now, the quick fix is to disengage the one-pedal button and then simply hit the same button again so as to restart it. So those of you who are panic prone, there's no need to go bonkers. You can reset one-pedal function while you're still driving, following said steps, and then test it to make sure. If you can live with all the observable cons, then this bolt might just be for you. Having an EV has to fit into your lifestyle in order for it to work and not be complaining later on in videos about how EVs suck. Besides, why would you change your life around for an EV when it makes no sense to even do that for your girlfriend when they're both replaceable? All my previous vehicles had low mileage during ownership, so it made sense to take advantage of a few things we'll discuss in a bit. And with that, here are all the observable pros to owning this cute little Bolt. Of all the EVs last year, it's one of the cheapest, coolest looking electric transports around. I catch people gazing at the Bolt and even caught a couple of ladies on the dash cam reels you can see here taking a peek. In the summertime, this EV shines. The usable range is about 340 miles and over 400 miles if you drive it like an old man. Charging up to 80% can take 45 minutes or under an hour, and an additional 45 minutes to charge completely to 100%. With the aforementioned hybrid schedule and running errands on the weekends, the Bolt will need to charge about every 3 weeks, let's say 16 to 19 days. Absolute most minimum maintenance required. You'll need to refill your windshield wiper fluid well, brake, rotor, tire upkeep, monitor coolant levels too, and a car wash from time to time. Let the app promotions expire that came with the purchase of your vehicle, and within a few months, those apps will throw dirt cheap pricing at you to gain your business again. It's certainly not a tiny smart car, but the Bolt can fit into tight parking spaces with the help of the 360-degree camera and miscellaneous angles, all in HD, with parking assistance. There's plenty of room inside for all four, even a fifth passenger. Perforated leather seats are comfy, false floor in the cargo area for a little more room, and with rear seats folded, we're looking at 57 cubic square feet of cargo space, as well as a cargo net was included. A 10.2-inch color touchscreen infotainment to interact with your Bolt and see reports on your vehicle, phone connectivity via Android or Apple, plus driver info center display for driving stats, heat and AC, auto dimming rear view mirror, My Chevy mobile app for diagnostics and remote functions like warming up the interior on colder mornings, but that won't work without OnStar plan. 200 horsepower and 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, as well as 266 pounds of torque that'll let you beat traffic off the line while waiting for red lights. One pedal driving to feed power back into your battery, and stopping the vehicle by letting go of the accelerator, barely ever using your brake pedal. Regen pedal on the steering wheel to generate and restore more charge into your battery. Eco mode, the one I'm normally on, to save charge, and sport mode to engage more responsive acceleration off the line or highway driving. No gear or stick to shift, stylish center console, easy to interact with, and steering wheel functions to also interact with the Bolt even further. Front wheel drive is easier in the winters, lane keep assist with departure warning, and it'll even tug the steering wheel some to keep you within the lanes. Blind zone alert, traction control, forward collision alert, rear cross traffic alert, a following distance indicator, IntelliBeam auto high beams function, cruise control, heated power mirrors, heated front seats, as well as heated steering wheel, front and rear USB connections for device charging or MP3 thumb drives, The Bolt 2LT, you'll get a premium 7-speaker Bose audio system for rich musical notes, wireless device charging with both Type A and C plug-in, memory card slot, airbags for all 4 passengers, tire pressure monitors, theft deterrent systems, charger and adapter cord for 120 volt and 240 volt options, Wi-Fi with data plan, parking brake engages automatically on inclines and disengages when car changes gear. Chevy gives you an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the battery pack. Now, if Chevy builds a swappable battery for this Bolt, after the warranty, I'd be interested in doing a swap out for a more better and powerful battery pack. Hopefully, it'll be around 600 miles or so, but we'll see. Also, Chevy is willing to help you install a charger at home with some exclusions. If that option is not available to you, you can opt for the $500 charging credits with EVgo, which is what I did. Purchase of this EV netted thousands of reward points for accessories or replacement parts. I'd wait for the sales and scoop them up at better prices, maxing out your reward points. Another reason this Bolt is awesome is the government is handing out $7,500 of federal tax credit, knocking that amount off your totals. Again, if an EV fits into your lifestyle, I recommend getting one. My introductory rate for yearly insurance premium was a touch over $1,000. For the amount of miles I put on the odometer, this Chevy Bolt is stupid cheap compared to my previous ICE vehicle. Another cheap reason this thingy is cool, while it's on, the battery pack makes this otherworldly noise like some kind of future alien tech. Now let's go over charging costs, averages in 2023. My first lesson on charging was when driving back with this Bolt off the dealership lot from Michigan back to Illinois. With a full charge, I maxed out power by going over 90 miles an hour at times, with all heating features engaged from Holland, Michigan, and driving around the lake. I was finally left with under 30% charge while screaming through Indiana. My first brush with range anxiety, I had to make a pit stop in Gary in order to charge at a level 2 charger using the Amp Up app. Luckily, it was a free charge. I ended up there for 2 hours and had 50% charge, so I decided that was enough to make it from Gary to the north side of Chicago. Since then, I've exclusively been charging with Electrify America, and for 1 year, I've used 1,234 kilowatt hours of power at 40 charging sessions with $7 a month reduced rates fee. We're talking about a 25% reduction in normal rates. So the average to charge per month for 1 year, just at the charging station, was $34 per month, plus the $7 for a total of $41 monthly charges. According to the data, I spent about $410 charging at Electrify America for 1 year using their stations. Now, for 2024, I will be using the $500 EVgo charging credits, and it should last for a year or so. I'll report on how that goes much later. Oh, and EVgo also has a reduced rates fee as well. So let's talk total costs, including title, registration, taxes, and everything else. I had to place a $2,000 deposit with Chevy to produce this Bolt, and when it rolled in off the assembly line to the dealership, it only had 3 miles on the odometer. I simply wrote a check for the balance of the $32,000 that included Michigan taxes and title. The folks at Denoyer Holland worked with me on the price, and when I returned to Illinois to register it here, the only thing I paid was balance on Illinois taxes as well as a registration fee. And that all comes out to $34,600 paid in full to have this electric toy. Breaking this grand total down, we must subtract the previous car I sold, a 2017 Hyundai Accent with a touch over 23,000 miles on the odometer, which I really loved and maintained well. Ever since I wrote Grossinger, a now defunct dealership, a $16.3 thousand check to drive off the lot with a brand new car in 2017. Well, with used car market prices skyrocketing in 2022, I took advantage of that and was able to sell my old Accent for $15,000 flat. A very, very good deal. Minus the proceeds from the previous car, the Bolt EV now comes out to $19.6 thousand pulled from my savings for a new EV. Even more savings are to come this year during tax time. The government is handing out $7,500 of federal tax credit for the purchase of a mostly American-made EV. Eventually, the new grand total will fall to a shockingly low $12.1 thousand for this 2023 Chevy Bolt EV 2LT. With those savings, this Bolt can get some simple modifications to make it stand out a little bit more. At first, I barely saw any 23 Bolts out there, but now I see them all over, and when I'm charging, others will see those modifications and maybe become a conversation starter to kill some time while we charge our cars. The very first thing we replaced were the floor mats. It's now rocking the Bolt all-weather floor mats, including the cargo mat too. Ended up using rewards points for driver and passenger door sills. Also used those same rewards points to purchase the illuminating charging port that you see here, with the option to install it at the local dealership for a fee. Having a deep center console, found a tray insert for cables, extra change, and other items to utilize the space better. Added a Rexing 4K dash cam and had the cables tucked in later on. You can see those dash cam reels on this channel, by the way. Ordered a set of coasters for all cup holder wells, interior USB plug-in LEDs for additional lighting, a set of replacement blue LEDs for interior domes, cargo area, and license plate bulbs, brighter reversed LED replacement lights for the factory bulbs, Tesla destination charger adapter, which I haven't tested yet, additional door sills for a more customized and urban look, screen protectors for both touchscreen infotainment and driver stats displays, cargo trunk organizer that hooks around rear headrests, carbon fiber mud flaps for all four wheel wells, racing pedal covers even though you won't win a race at 90 plus miles an hour. And that's about it for now. Future modifications in the works or on the radar are as follows. Have a set of carbon fiber car lock replacements, an aluminum mesh that I plan on adding to the open spaces in the front grille. Have my eye on a simple $30 bench seat covers. They're not replacements, they're just covers. Was thinking about a cargo area trim redo due to some scuffs and scratches from hauling e-bikes, groceries, and video equipment. Maybe spraying bed liner on it. I don't know what the solution is. Possibly a spoiler edition that I found on eBay. It's doubtful though. Another idea I had, is it even possible to off-road it or a lift kit for an EV like this? Like I mentioned before, far into the future, if it's possible to swap out the battery pack for a more powerful one that Chevy provides, I'd be interested, and I imagine the totals will be cheaper than buying a brand new car. Now, I did find a forum for Bolts and was planning on posting a step-by-step photos with details, but my account was terminated instead with a generic email falsely stating, mind you, that I was posting info and links to other websites that are in competition with chevybolt.org. What a bunch of silliness. I reached out stating the only links that I posted was to the YouTube videos pertaining to this Bolt, which I saw plenty of other people doing, and they never responded to me. All I ever stated on that platform is if there are other 23 Bolt owners who had customized their EVs and where they found their parts, and the businesses that worked on the vehicles, and only YouTube links to show off my Bolt as well. And that's how I got banned by some woke moderators, I guess. They're basically robbing people of info on how to upgrade their EVs because they think they're in competition with YouTube. Now that's real laughable. So that's why this longer than needed video exists. Anyhow, enough of that goofy ass website. To wrap up, if you currently average 10,000 miles or under per year on a vehicle, consider an EV. At least you'll save on insurance. I'll definitely make a future review video detailing costs of modifications, charging with EVgo, $500 credits, and if there are any new customizations made, so please like and sub for more details, and check out the other transport gizmos used in conjunction with this EV to commute or run errands in the city of Chicago, keeping the mileage on the odometer low. Well, that's it for me. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Y'all stay well, stay safe, have a fantabulous 2024 with many blessings to you all. Ciao, friends.